Welcome to another episode of my podcast That's Fine With Me. Guys, today we're going to be talking about people that look like twins. And not in a way they're little twins. I'm going to be talking about similar outfits, identical outfits sometimes, because there's always going to be a difference between matching outfit and when couples, they look like a couple, or a person who is definitely identical to the partner. Let's talk about that and let's dive in today's podcast. Okay, in 2001, Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake, they shocked the whole world. On the red carpet, they wore similar outfit. They were literally like twins. But Britney, she wore a dress, a denim dress. Justin Timberlake, he was wearing, I don't remember, probably some jacket and jeans, something similar. And everyone really liked this idea because, first and foremost, they declare they're a couple and they have a mindset, or probably they have similar style, taste, image. And this way, everyone realized that, yeah, they're pretty serious. But later, I would say a lot of different celebrities, they tried this technique, they tried this style for themselves, and it worked really, really nice. For example, we can say Gigi Hadid and Zayn, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, Beckham's family, Victoria Beckham. Who else was there? I guess pretty recent. Red carpet was with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively when they had similar outfits to Deadpool and Wolverine. Gigi Hadid and Blake Lively, she was wearing Deadpool and Gigi wore something like a Wolverine. I don't remember the exact same designs, but I remember that it was there. And a lot of psychologists are not saying it's weird or bad. I would say a lot of them have no idea how to interpret this behavior. We're going to start with a very recent TikTok that I saw a couple of, month ago, maybe right before Christmas. It was always there. Honestly, matching pajamas, they were always there. The whole family was wearing the same outfit, the same pajama, or maybe similar t-shirts. And it's so cool. People take photos and pictures like they're real family. That's why I'm talking about unit. So this way you're showing the world that you're the whole unit, you're a family, and that's why you want to be kind of like there and in some ways declare yourself. But if we're gonna stop there, wearing just pajamas and that's it. It's one thing. It's really cool. The other problem is that when you transfer this fantasy from TikTok world and a lot of trends into a real life and you try to apply this weird behavior in real life, because there's definitely going to be a difference between someone who's wearing a matching outfit. For example, I was reading an article about an Indian couple. They live in the United States, but they always had similar style. He was always into vintage and he inherited a lot of his older brother's stuff in his clothes. And then he met his wife, his future wife, and she was into vintage as well. That's why you can see that a lot of the times people find someone who's similar to them. Either it's same features, face features, or maybe same color palette, background, education. It can be similar, finances, so on and so forth, because they find themselves interested in each other and they have a lot of things in common. Especially if we're talking about clothes. Of course, whenever you go shopping with your boyfriend or maybe with your girlfriend, you understand that it's crucial whenever you're dating for quite a long period of time that you can tell a lot of couples, they're going together shopping and there's a woman or a man, they're like, do you like it? Or maybe just, how does it look? And the partner's like, yeah, I like it or I hate it. That's why we always give opinion and we always approve or disapprove the choice. Because if your partner disapproves your choice, then probably you're going to go and purchase something that your partner approves in most of the cases. This way, you understand that if you like something for your partner, then probably you're going to choose similar style for yourself. And the couple from India, or maybe they were born in the United States, but they have Indian origins and roots, that is the main reason why they fell in love with their own style. And I really wanted to see their photos, the real photos from the real life, because they're waiting for a baby to arrive and she has a small bump. But if I'm not mistaken, when she explained her own style, she said she was more into 50s and 60s. So she's into vintage, but her favorite era is 50s, 60s. He has similar, her husband has similar, style, 50s and 60s. But now, being pregnant, she faced a small problem that she needs a little bit bigger size outfits. That is the main reason why she went purchasing some 70s outfits, because in 70s it was more flowy fabrics and flowy designs. That's why it suits her bump so much better. But when I found their photos, they were not like twins. I felt like, yeah, they had similar style in outfits. It was more like 60s and 70s, which is super, super popular nowadays because a lot of people, they're still going back with the style, tube jeans and this really colorful outfits. And even hairstyles was remotely popular back in the day, I guess 5 or 6 years ago, especially Miley Cyrus. She wore wolf cut. It's more about 80s, I'd say, maybe 70s, 80s. I don't remember what time exactly that was. But you can tell that a lot of people there do actually prefer similar style. But it's becoming super creepy when you can't distinguish one person from another one. I know a lot of people, they say that Kanye West, he experimented with a lot of his girlfriends in a way that he was dressing them up like dolls. And Kim Kardashian is a greatest example. A lot of stylists were saying that Kim had more like LA ghetto style before she met Kanye. And Kanye, he created this new image for Kim where she was a little bit more tailored and stylish and curvy. He was trying to show her curves. And his new girlfriend, Bianca, I don't remember her surname. And yeah, she's not crazy, but her style is a little bit crazy, especially this naked dress she wore, red carpet, and yeah, Kanye, he went full force. But I don't really think that Kanye has similar style to his wife or girlfriends. It's mainly he's like a stylist. I can't say, yeah, sometimes he was wearing similar outfits, but he has a little bit more kind of baggy style, and for Kim was absolutely different. That's why I can't say that they're twins, matching outfits, matching styles. A lot of people try to compare Brad Pitt to his girlfriends, Jennifer Lawrence and Gwyneth Paltrow, that most of the time he tried to mimic their hairstyle and try to mimic their outfits, and it looked creepy. Though in my opinion, I don't remember such outfits that he mimicked completely the entire outfit, entire hairstyle, and everything from his girlfriend or wives. Maybe, yeah, it was popular back in 90s and early 2000s to wear similar outfits and look alike, but I don't know, I kind of disagree with that. Psychologists are saying it's okay to subconsciously match your partner, especially if you've been dating for a lot of years and for decades, I'd say. It's pretty obvious that you're going to match each other, and sometimes you're going to be like a shadow of one person. It's so much worse when you're literally losing your identity to your partner, and it's not a subconscious choice that you like, my husband likes black collar. I've never liked black collar, but probably I can find some elegance in this shade now, and I use more color, like I implement more black in my wardrobe. It's one point, and it's subconsciously. But if we're going to be talking about identical twins, well, first and foremost, they don't really have a choice when they grow up together. But the principle behind twins and their parents is that one kid is always going to be offended that he has, like his brother or sister has this new t-shirt and he wants to have, or she wants to have similar t-shirt. That's why twins, they look identical at first. And then when they grow up, they might go separate ways. Because I remember I watched an interview where twins, their parents, they always dressed them differently because they didn't want them to be identical. And later when those twins grew up, they said that they were missing this opportunity and chance and they really wanted to look alike. And then later in life, they started looking identical, and that's weird. It's not weird when they're kids. It's weird when they're grown-ups and they have no sense of identity. So that's why I was a little bit shocked with this whole thing. Let's go back to psychologists saying that it's not normal when you're copying your partner. I guess most of you know we have different types of couples. Can be friend and friend, dad and daughter, or mother and son. This models of relationship, this models of boyfriend, girlfriend, they work for one couple and they might not really work for other. The healthiest, let's say, relationship is friend and friend. And when they co-working in their couple. The only problem is when there's always going to be someone alpha and someone submissive, not in a sexual way, not in this way, but there's always going to be someone who's going to probably take charge of certain responsibilities or maybe divide these responsibilities, but at the same time, one person is in charge of one job and the other one is in charge of the other one. So when partners crossing this duties, they try not to engage or mess with the partner's duties, let's say, this way. I mean, like, I don't know if you can understand me, guys. The problem here is when you're so afraid to lose your partner, you start losing yourself and your own identity because you see that he likes when you dress in black, for example, black dresses, slim black dresses, or black jeans, black turtleneck, and I don't know, jacket, and you're ready to do that. And maybe this is his favorite style, and he wears pretty much similar outfit, black jeans, turtleneck, and black jacket. And this is a way of alert, I guess. You have to understand whenever you try to do something to please the other person, or you act on fear that this person is going to leave you because you're not matching his standards, then you can have two ways that's going to work out for you. First and foremost, you're always going to be under pressure of this person, and he's always going to dress you up like a doll, and you will definitely lose your own identity. Or the other way is that you're not going to be able to live this way. You're still going to break up because this person is going to see himself or herself in you. And in most of the cases, people don't really want to date themselves. It's going to work for some period of time, but then they're probably just going to move to a little bit different girlfriend or boyfriend. Great example. It's not the same thing that we're talking about identical couples, but one of my, not even friends, I know this girl, she was dating a guy and he went through divorce and he really loved his ex-wife. And this ex-wife, she was everywhere. He left all of her stuff and then he tried to dress his new girlfriend, the girl that I know, in the same outfits. He was using her stuff, cup or maybe some glasses, whatever he could find, whatever his ex-wife left. He was trying to get this on this girl, and he tried to create a new person who's going to be the same as his ex-wife. For some period of time, she was willing to do that, and out of fear that he's going to dump her, she was wearing same outfits, same stuff, and she was trying to act as his ex-wife. So he tried to create this image of his previous partner and try to implement this in his new partner. And of course, in 4 to 5 years, he broke up with her and he found a girlfriend that was the opposite of his ex-wife. I don't know what happened. Maybe he realized finally that he's not going to duplicate his ex-wife, and there was a reason why they went through divorce. And when he realized that his second girlfriend was willing to do whatever it takes to substitute his ex-wife, and she was acting out of fear, that's why he dumped her. Honestly, I do not support this relationship model. I think it's extremely weird and bizarre that she was willing to do this crazy stuff, but that's what I'm talking about. Whenever there's an alpha in the relationship and there's a submissive in the relationship, then when alpha wants you to be similar, or you want to find the reassurance that he's not going to leave you, and you try to be like this alpha, try to be like this person, you start to mimic this person, and that's when you lose your identity. Another great example is friendship. Do you remember a lot of this Mean Girl films and a lot of cinemas, I guess, were showing the top girl from school, and she was super pretty, for example, blonde, slim, wearing some outfits, and a lot of girls, they try to be the same. They try to look like this top girl, and they were mimicking her. And especially her best friends or some friends that she was really close to, they were almost the same because they wanted to be her. They wanted to be popular. It's not always about losing your identity because you're afraid to lose this person. It's more like it's about losing the position and losing the power that this person is providing. So if I try to be like him or to be like her, then maybe I'm going to get the power this person possesses. It's another weird, I guess, explanation to these couples that are wearing identical outfits. And sometimes it's a little bit scary. But let's do a little bit different kind of comparison between matching outfits. And in my opinion and in my mind, I always thought matching outfit means identical outfits. But no, matching outfits means that people, they're literally picking similar colors. For example, I mentioned this earlier. If you love black, then I'm going to wear black. Or if you love vintage, and I love vintage. We have similar, I guess, not even style, but preference. But the core idea, you look like a couple. For example, like Halloween, and you have to dress up like Dracula and his wife, and everyone can see that you're wearing the same style. You're two vampires, or something similar like Bonnie and Clyde, and everyone can tell that you have similar style. But you don't really have to wear a real identical clothes. It's not okay, and it's not healthy. A lot of people were talking same thing about Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber had a collection together, had some clothes together that were pretty matching each other. They were not the same style. They were probably the same style, but they were not identical. And in most of the cases, psychologists were studying this behavior of couples, and they said that these couples, they're pretty strong and they're pretty happy together. But I don't know how many studies were done to tell you that story. It's probably just a part of a trend. Sometimes it's really popular in TikTok to wear similar outfits and match each other, and it's not about the way you really love this style and the way you ready to do similar outfits just because it just happened spontaneously. It's more like a deliberate choice because it's popular right now. I want to know your opinion, guys. I want to know what you think in the comments. Is there a thing out there? Maybe you have some examples, interesting examples and you have your own stories to share. And if you want me, you can leave the message or just send me something anonymously through my mail. That's fine with me, podcasts gmail.com, and then I'm gonna share the story on my channel. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and love you all so much. See you in my next podcast. Bye bye.